Welcome to the recipe. Now you already know how these review goes. I'm gonna tell you right at the start whether I feel you should watch this movie, and then I'm gonna talk about it with, you know, spoilers and all of that good stuff. So this movie right here, I never even heard of. I'm gonna be honest with you, Voyagers. Never heard of it in my motherfucking life. I feel like these people did a complete horrible job promoting this movie because until it popped up on HBO Max, I honestly never heard of it. And I'm like, this is a cast right here. Like these are known actors. I mean, you got Cyclops right here. You got Penguin right here. You know what I'm saying? Right? But it's true, right? Like these guys play, giant IP characters out there, and yet this movie somehow, for me personally, just went under the radar. I don't know if it was because of the pandemic or whatever the case may be. I never heard of this movie at all. Never saw a trailer to it. Nothing. It popped up, and I pressed play. So my advice to you is to do the same because I really, really like this movie actually, and I didn't know whether I would. And that's the beautiful thing about going into movies and not seeing anything of it. Sometimes they surprise you, and this one really surprised me. This movie stars Ty Sheridan, Lily Rose Depp, yes, Johnny Depp's daughter, who did really well in this movie too. It's the first time I've seen her in the movie. And I was looking at her like, yo, why does this girl look familiar today? And then my girl was like, yo, that's Johnny Depp's daughter. And I'm like, oh, the one she looked familiar. She looked like her daddy. All right, so what's his name? Fionn Whitehead, and of course, Penguin himself, Colin Farrell. So, well, he don't look like Penguin because he's not mad big like he is in Batman, which is crazy still to think that that's Colin Farrell because it really, literally doesn't look like him at all. Can't wait to see that trailer later today. You already see me ready with this shirt. Anyway, Voyages. So, ready for the spoilers and all that? So, yeah, we're going to get into it now. Look, I love Aliens. Love Aliens. It's literally in my top three movie series of all time. You know what I'm saying? It's literally like Aliens, Terminator, and Lord of the Rings are like the goat of goats for me. Yeah, this movie had a lot of alien vibes, which was really good. And it worked in its favor in the sense of this movie. You ready for the spoiler? I'm telling you, go watch this shit. This is the type of movie you want to watch without being spoiled on it. Don't watch a trailer, just watch it. Trust me. I think it works way better like that. This movie is the Swerve King because not only is it swerving you, the viewer, the audience, but it's also swerving the characters in the movie where they believe in this something and you're watching the movie and 30 years of alien movies and shit, well, 30 like 40, you know all those decades of alien movies, you're gonna be thinking, oh, there's something on this ship. There's something crazy on this ship. There's something happening on this ship, and you hearing crazy shit around the ship. But the synopsis of this movie is really cool, right? Before we even get to all of that, it's basically Earth is fucked, like it is in real life, and we're basically gonna send some voyagers. You know what I mean? Some people who are going to going to get to a new planet. They aren't. Their grandkids, some shit like that is who's gonna land there. But they gotta basically keep it together for like 3 generations on this journey to this brand new, habitable planet and all of that. And well, yeah, humans are gonna be humans. So they basically have these kids growing up and they are and Colin Farrell decided to go, right? He was like the scientist who basically came up with a lot of this idea, but he decided to go with them just to be there with the first generation of them. He was like, it didn't matter, whether I stay here and die, I'll go over there and I die over there. The scenario is the same. You know what I'm saying? At least this will be actually, worth it and me doing something for humanity, like beyond actually, creating this mission. I'm actually gonna take part in it. So he's basically like the dad of all these kids. You know what I mean? He's the authority figure. He's everything to them, and that's just a cool synopsis for a movie in itself, right? We're gonna get to this other planet. It's all relatable. It's all realistic too, right? This idea of us like creating these ships and let's get the hell out of this goddamn planet because global warming is fucking everything up. So of course humans are gonna be humans. So, and I mean that both ways for the in terms of the kids and then in terms of the company, in this scenario, the government, where they're giving all of these kids basically all these tasks. They're all geniuses. They're all super smart, and as they do all these tasks, and they go to lunch and they eat their lunch and all of that. They drink this little blue drink. Now this blue drink is basically to suppress all the shit down. You know, all the shit that make you want to wild out, go crazy when you young, bust all kinds of, you know what I'm saying? Like everything, yeah, they try to suppress all of that down. And then and then at some point, you know, characters like, yo, what's in this shit? Let me figure out what's in this shit. And of course, it's the star right there who you see front and center, figures it out. So then he tells the dude right there who's not Colin Farrell, he tells him the situation. So that dude is a hothead, dumbass, rapey motherfucker, right? And yeah, so they get off the shit. Kind of, if you ever seen Equilibrium, it has a lot of that kind of flavor to it, which that's a great movie also. And so they just start becoming more themselves, more their age, and having those instincts that humans have, that need for adrenaline, that need to feel, you know what I'm saying, and all of that. So yeah, shit gets crazy, shit gets out of hand, and Colin Farrell ends up dying, and all the kids are left alone. So shit gets crazy, and shit gets even more out of hand, and and well, then the swerve comes, right? Because you see Colin Farrell die, and it looks like some like black mist like caught him, you know what I mean, and did something to him while they were trying to like fix the ship from the outside. Colin Farrell and Cyclops right here. I'm gonna call him Cyclops. You know, it's the most famous thing he's done basically, and yeah, well, it all turns out to be a lie, but it's such a good lie because the whole time I'm watching it, I'm thinking to myself, like, yo, when is this monster gonna come? I'm thinking Colin Farrell body's gonna come to life, and I'm like, oh shit. So Colin Farrell went from being a good guy, now he's gonna be the villain. He's gonna be slaughtering all these kids. So he's gonna be like the Michael Myers, like the Leatherface killing all the teenagers in this movie. I thought this shit is about to become crazy horror. And I would still keep this movie in the horror bracket the same way I keep Alien 1 in the horror bracket, right? Even though there's no big monster here, but there is a monster. And who's the scariest monster than man himself? You know what I'm saying? And well, you got plenty of men and women running around doing what they do, which is be scary, which is being a lynch mob and slaughtering dudes. They killed this one poor dude because homeboy right there, asshole villain, starts telling people, oh, maybe it's in him. Maybe it's in him. Claiming that there's something that's corrupting people. There's this monster. There's this alien, you know what I mean? On this ship. And it's all bullshit. They planned the whole thing, him and like one of his dickhead friends, who I was the whole time watching. I was like, oh my God, please, please kill him and make it good. And yeah, they killed him and they made him good. But anyway, even his demise was really good. But the whole thing was a lie, man. The whole thing was an absolute lie. But it was cool because as a viewer watching it, I'm wondering, yo, is he lying? Because I'm thinking he lying, like he did something. Because they show you a scene when Colin Farrell's about to die, and then it kind of leaves, and it's a scene with basically the main villain of the movie, and it leaves, and so you assume maybe he did something during that scenario where the camera just cut away, and he did, you know what I mean? But still, even after they show that, you still wrestle as a viewer because the movie did a good job of like swerving you, like, wait, now, do they think that there's no alien here, but there is an alien? They're still gonna find out. Oh, there's an alien, even though he was telling a lie. Turns out that it was true, but no, it was never true. The movie was actually good in the sense that there was a mission, and humans' tendencies to be fuck ups happen, and this is something that they even talked about in the movie. Like, there's gonna be mistakes. Like Colin Farrell said that in one of his video logs to Earth, which took a while to get back to Earth. He was, there's gonna be mistakes, but hopefully, I'll be here to work through them. He wasn't there to work through them, but at the end of the day, it all turned out well because, sensible humans, basically prevailed. But the whole climax, the whole thing, the whole way this movie was just done, I thought it was really, really cool and really surprising out of nowhere, especially, with not knowing anything about it. I thought it was really interesting, you know what I'm saying? And I like seeing sci-fi movies come out of nowhere and just be really good, for the genre. And this to me was one that is really good. Look, I don't know what the general consensus is of this movie, and I really don't care about general consensus. I care about my opinion. If you're watching this, you care about my opinion too. And my opinion is that this is a good movie, worth your watch. So do yourself a favor. If you do got HBO Max or you want to rent it or whatever the case may be, go ahead and sit back, relax, and enjoy a movie filled with all kinds of good twists and turns that is gonna play with your mind. And if you like me, anticipating like crazy the upcoming final season of lost in space, then yeah, this is the kind of thing you want to watch because it will scratch that itch in a sense. You know, that sci-fi genre, that good stuff. You know, definitely watch that. Or if you're just waiting for the alien shows, you know, to actually get some movement on FX and everything that Disney said that they were doing, you know, watch this. I think it definitely. I'm not gonna say scratches that alien itch, but as a fan of Alien, I think another like from one Alien fan to another, I think you will enjoy this, even though the whole idea of there being like a xenomorph on the ship is basically played with in order to swerve the audience and the actual characters in the movie, which really made that a super cool dynamic. So yeah, I don't know why this movie wasn't promoted heavily. I thought this movie was really good, and I could have like I feel like this movie could have got a really good audience with the same people who watch Twilight, Hunger Games, and stuff like that. But hey, it is what it is. Hopefully it finds an audience now on home video on HBO Max and people talk about it. And the director goes on to make more stuff. All these actors get more roles because everybody did great. I thought everybody did really, 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 really well. And yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. So that is my review of Voyagers. Go out there, you know what I'm saying, and enjoy your voyage. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. Thanks for watching. Until the next one. Peace.